great people to pick from, so they have chosen two. Chelsea Lynn Paul and Scott Killen will address their class.
Good evening, fellow nurses.
Our day has finally come.
When
We
started
in
the
clinical
program
580
days
ago.
one,
Of
you
posted
on
Facebook
a
countdown
to
what
seemed
so
far
away.
at
The
time. Date
we
all
expected,
and
dreamed,
of
well,
we
made.
it.
Congratulations.
Okay, for real this time. Family, friends, faculty. On behalf of the graduating December class of 2012, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. For many of us, the past few years have been a challenge, full of unexpected surprises. But with your support and encouragement, and the faith, hope, and love you have instilled in our lives, we made it. Thank you. The unexpected. As second-degree students, nursing has been sort of an unexpected adventure for all of you. That's true for me too. I was working as an editor at a publishing company in 2009 when our first baby was born. Beautiful girl, we named her Hope. As most new parents do, my wife and I spent most of our hospital stay just admiring her and thinking about how much our lives had changed. The day Hope was born, I was changing her diaper when I suddenly realized she wasn't breathing anymore. I panicked as I watched her gag and struggle for her breath, thinking my newborn daughter has been in my life for less than a day and she's already dying. Too frantic to press the call button, I yelled for the nurse to come in. She calmly glided in, did a couple of magical things, and got my daughter breathing again. At least to a new dad who had no experience in healthcare, that's what it looked like to me. I'm pretty sure she had a wand. Might have been a suction bowl. You may never know. Later I learned that this choking was normal and quite common as babies try to expel the extra amniotic fluid. But to me that didn't matter. I was scared. The nurse was just doing her job, but as far as I could see, she had saved my daughter's life. Then she turned and genuinely asked how I was doing. What? I'm not the patient. Again, she was just doing her job, caring for the patient and the family. That was my first real experience with a nurse, the backbone of healthcare. I saw her calmly and expertly help my daughter. I watched as she cared for my wife during recovery, but I learned something unexpected about nurses. They provide hope. They provide hope to the family and their patients. This unexpected encounter was the first thing that sparked in me the interest to become a nurse. Many of us have encountered unexpected circumstances during nursing school. Medical diagnoses, the death of family members, weddings. Hopefully those weren't so unexpected. Sometimes those experiences are minor, but sometimes they change the whole direction of our lives. These bumps in the road give us the opportunity to choose how we respond, and how we respond is much more important than the unexpected experience. Let's fast forward to May 13th, 2010. Friday before we began our clinical program, my wife and I had another unexpected experience. We knew she was pregnant again, so we were at the doctor's office for an ultrasound. The doctor looked around and announced that he saw a strong heartbeat, 4 extremities, everything was looking good. So, feeling good, I joked with him, so there's only one in there, right? As the doctor continued to look around, we heard the nurse gasp. We were having twins. So, for the record, I did take this opportunity to confirm there's only 2 in there, right? Suddenly, we had a new course to our lives. And we had a lot of decisions to make. Is this the best time for me to do a nursing program? Should Jana continue to work? How will we afford to buy a minivan plus pay tuition? This turn in our family's path gave my wife and me the opportunity to grow closer as a team during a challenging 5 semesters. Many of you will remember that our twins came home from the hospital on the first day of our 3rd semester, which worked out pretty well because it happened to be our OB and Peds semester. And that was 1 year ago this coming January. It'll be 1 in 2 weeks. Since then, you have all been so supportive to Jana and me. There were so many of you who brought us meals after the twins were born. Of course, this cohort never really shied away from food. You took notes when I had to miss class, and every now and then you just let me vent. I really want to thank you for that. I'm excited to be entering a profession of such caring people who support each other, especially in the unexpected. As I was reflecting on the unexpected experiences we've all faced over these last few years, I realized how much our profession hinges on the unexpected. Most of our patients will be experiencing the unexpected in their lives when we encounter them. When we first meet our patients, it will likely be on the worst day of their lives. Of course, if you work in labor and delivery, it's your job to make sure that's not the worst day of their life. Typically, we show up to our scheduled shift, get a report, and walk into the room, thinking we know what we're going to see. We've read the H&P, we've looked up their meds, we've looked up their lab values. We remember all the wisdom and knowledge imparted to us by our wonderful faculty back in those nursing school days. But the H&P, lab values, medications, notes, shift report, all of that can't even touch the surface of a patient's life story. That life story also has its share of the unexpected. We will never know the series of events that brought a patient to where they are when we see them. The unexpected could be the submission, trauma, or acute diagnosis. Or the unexpected could have happened years ago and led them to make choices leading to a chronic condition. But always, there is something unexpected. Keeping an open mind and looking for what we don't expect will help us piece together the puzzle of their illness and provide the loving care that person needs. I try to live my life with the wisdom of this verse from the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13:13. And now these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And I think these words can help us keep in perspective how we reach out to our patients during their unexpected. First is faith. Of course, my personal faith in God comes into play here because I have faith that He has a plan for that patient's life, and I know that He has put me in that patient's life for a reason. But to me, this also means faith in the patient. You may be working with a diabetic drug addict who is in your ED for the 8th time in 3 months for treatment of DKA. There's something unexpected that started this person on course for the worst. And it may seem like he will never change. And if you start believing that, you're probably right. Believe in change. Believe that your patient can change. You may be the little mustard seed of faith for that patient to take the first step to change. And suddenly, you have a new meaning of the word unexpected. Next is hope. As caregivers, we have the opportunity to bring hope into the lives of our patients who are scared and hurting. When my son Caleb, the younger of the twins, was born, he had to be resuscitated. I was scared and worried, but the nurses in the NICU provided hope by listening to me and encouraging me. Of course, Caleb turned out fine,